Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel today. Today guys, we're going to be doing a little bit of a different video today. No career mode videos today. It's kind of related to career mode in a sense. What I'm going to be doing today is a FIFA 20 related video. I know it's a bit early for this, but I thought I'd get it done now. I was interested in doing this, so I thought, why not do it now, a few months before FIFA 20 is out. And a few months before player ratings do come out. As you could tell by the title, it is going to be a Chelsea FC player ratings predictions. Now, these are just based off my opinions off the season. As a Chelsea fan, obviously, it's based off my opinions on the games and players throughout the season. Some people will disagree, some people will agree. So let me know down in the comments if you agree or disagree with some of these players' ratings and their stats. Obviously, this is going to be based off Ultimate Team cards, because obviously career mode's a bit difficult to pinpoint different stats and stuff like that. So we're basically ratings in terms of what they're going to be starting off in FIFA, not just Ultimate Team, in career mode as well. Also, if there's any other teams that you want me to do because you like the video or you support a different team, then please let me know in the comment section down below, and I will try and get that done for you guys. So, before we get into the video and get started, please leave a like, comment and subscribe if you're new around here. We're nearly at 1k subs. Really eager to get there before FIFA 20 comes out. And yeah, I'm going to leave all my social media links, Twitter, Instagram and Twitch, because I've been streaming a lot on Twitch recently, so drop me a follow down there. Anyway, the first player that is going to be Marcos Alonso. Now, as you can see, he is getting a -1 downgrade on his card for the next FIFA. This is purely because, as a Chelsea fan, you know, Marcos Alonso was brilliant under Conte, playing in a defensive system, but playing in a more attacking system, he just didn't fit the system, in my opinion. He wasn't very good in terms of passing. You know, it seemed like he got slower this season. Just all round Alonso, he didn't really have a great season. Emerson started to push him out of the squad, the starting lineup towards the end of the season. So overall, I'm going to drop him down 1 rating. He's going to have 70 pace, 75 dribbling, 70 shooting, 79 defending, 75 passing, and 77 physical. I just think that yeah, he just didn't warrant an upgrade, and I think over the course of the season, he wasn't at his best, and he wasn't anywhere near as good as last year. So moving on to the next player, which is going to be Ethan Ampadu. Now, Ampadu is quite a strange one because he's been injured for quite a while, especially this year, 2019. But before that, he was playing Europa League games, he was playing FA Cup games, he was playing very little Premier League action. So I think he did warrant a decent upgrade. I've bumped him up to a silver. Obviously, I couldn't find a silver card template, so I gave him a Future Stars card. And I've bumped him up to a 66 rated from a 63 bronze. Bumped him up to 60 pace, 58 dribbling, 30 shooting, 64 defending, 61 passing and 65 physical, just because I think he did warrant these upgrades in the early stages of the season. Obviously, like I said, he got injured and he hasn't really featured since then, but hopefully he comes back from that. I think he was slowly starting to get back into it in like the development teams and stuff like that. But yeah, I think he does deserve an upgrade just because of the start of the season. And moving on to the next player, which is going to be Azpilicueta. Now, as much as I like Azpilicueta, I think after this season, I think he warrants a downgrade, just because, you know, obviously his FIFA card as a centre back. He played right back all season for us, and he's just not really a right back in my opinion. He's more of a centre back. He was quite slow this season. You know, he did make some great challenges. Like, defensive work was all right most of the time, but I think in terms of his attacking ability let him down this season. In terms of like his crossing this season was not great. And I just think he either will stay at 86 or he'll go down. But for me, I think he'll go down to an 85. I've dropped his stats down a bit to 74 pace, 72 dribbling, 55 shooting, 85 defending, 78 passing, sorry, and 76 physical. Just because I think his season is the same as Alonso. Really, he didn't really improve, and he wasn't even the same as last year. So for me, Azpilicueta goes down 1 rating. Moving on to someone that is quite controversial in the Chelsea fan base, Ross Barkley. Now, some people are probably going to be a bit like, oh, why have you upgraded him? Now, I personally really like Ross Barkley, and I think he's played really, really well under Maurizio Sarri, who is probably on his way out as I'm recording this video, going off to Juventus. But I think Barkley warranted a 1 upgrade throughout the season, staying as a non-rare and ultimate team. I've given an 80 rating with 70 pace, 83 dribbling, 73 shooting, 54 defending, 80 passing, 75 physical. Barkley is one of those players, he's quite simple in the way he plays, but I think he has warranted a upgrade, and that is what I'm giving him. Moving on, Christensen, another one kind of like Barkley. People are kind of quick to jump on the bandwagon when he does something wrong, but when you look at the Europa League final, he was probably one of the best players on the pitch, and I think over the season he has developed under Sarri. Even though his game time's not as good, I still think he warrants a 1 upgrade. I've gone to an 83, obviously, 70 pace, 70 dribbling, 31 shooting, 84 defending, 66 passing, and 72 physical. I just think he's had an alright season under Sarri. I know, like I said, he hasn't played much action, but especially for our Europa League journey, he did play very well, and that is why I'm going to be giving him a 1+ upgrade. Moving on to Emerson, now one of the more worthy upgrades, as you may say. Emerson, he's gone from a 76 to a 79, and I've made him a rare as well because I think he's really improved under Sarri. I think Sarri's tactics and the way he plays football is perfect for Emerson, bombing up the pitch, overlapping in the left wing. Well, Hazard was, but not anymore. So I've decided to give him a +3 overall, 79 rated, 80 pace, 79 dribbling, 60 shooting, 70 defending, 68 passing, and 65 physical. He's had a really, really good season. Obviously, he's breaking through towards the end of this season, and I think he's one of the main people that deserve a big upgrade to his card and to his player in FIFA next year. So, moving on, we go to Olivier Giroud. Now, he's the first one that is staying at the same rating. Potentially he may drop, but because he was the Europa League's top goal scorer this season, I don't think he'll drop. I've bumped him up a little bit of pace, even though he's getting older, because this season I think the way that Sarri plays his team, I think it kind of makes him play a bit quicker and stuff like that. That's why I've bumped his passing up as well, and his physical, because he was doing really well at holding the ball up this year, even though, like I said, like with Christensen, his lack of game time didn't really help, but I think that's why he's going to stay the same rating in my opinion. Moving on to Callum Hudson-Odoi. Now, this is quite controversial, as in because it is a +7 upgrade, but because of the breakthrough season, it's kind of like Rashford in the sense when he had his breakthrough season from the youth academy. I do think he warrants at least getting a gold card, and I'm giving him the basic of basic gold card, 75 rated from a 68 silver, purely because he has improved massively under Sarri, and I think he does deserve this big upgrade. And hopefully he stays at Chelsea, signs a new deal, and continues his good form. Unfortunately, obviously, he got that bad injury, but I've bumped him up to a 75 rated gold, 85 pace, 76 dribbling, 65 shooting, 30 defending, 70 passing, 65 physical. And yeah, really, really deserves it. Obviously, that injury didn't really help towards the end of the season, but only good things to come from Hudson-Odoi in my opinion, and that's why I've given him a big upgrade. So I think that's the biggest one of the episode. So yeah, moving on to Jorginho. Again with Ross Barkley, he is quite controversial in terms of players at Chelsea. Most of the Chelsea fans hate him. Most of those fans are the ones that have got Sarri essentially sacked. Well, he's not getting sacked, but they basically push Sarri out the door. I wouldn't be surprised if Jorginho follows him, to be honest. But I've bumped him up to an 85 rated just because he is so underrated, and people that aren't a Chelsea fan or aren't a Sarri out fan will not really see why I've given him this upgrade, but he runs our team. I think he should be captain next season. That's how much I rate him in terms of the way he flows the play, he moves players, he commands it, his passing is good. Obviously he's got 0 assists, but people are saying that, but he's not really an assist player. And you see the highlight reel, it's like a 6-minute highlight reel of chances which Jorginho's assisted, but players couldn't finish it one-on-one and stuff like that. So I bumped him up to an 85. 72 pace, 83 dribbling, 64 shooting, 70 defending, 87 passing, and 73 physical for Jorginho. Moving on to N'Golo Kante. Now, I'm not sure if people will be disheartened about this one, but I think Kante will stay the same rated. He'll get a few stat upgrades, but in my opinion, Kante's had a really good season converting into a centre mid, obviously from a CDM role, which everyone's moaning about, or Kante's out in the wrong position, blah blah blah. But I think he'll stay the same with 84 pace, 83 dribbling, 70 shooting, 83 defending, 80 passing, and 85 physical. Just because I think he's really good, but I don't think he's had a season like he did at Leicester where he probably could get to a 90 rated. But nevertheless, Kante is one of the best players we've got, if not the best. So 89 rated is not a bad reflection on him. He's going to keep the same rating for the next FIFA, in my opinion. Moving on, Kepa. Now, obviously this 84 rated got upgraded in the January upgrades, or winter upgrades, sorry, and I think he'll get upgraded straight away to an 85. Kepa has been really, really good for Chelsea, very consistent in my opinion. Again, there's a few fans that don't really rate him, opposite fans, not Chelsea fans, maybe a few Chelsea fans, but I think since that Carabao Cup incident, he's really turned it around, saved us in the semi-final against Frankfurt, and yeah, I think he does deserve this upgrade, just because of the first season of the Premier League has been exceptional. Obviously, you've got the likes of Ederson and Alisson ahead of him in terms of like the standings for goalkeepers, but to come around that area in your first season is really, really good. So I've gone for 85 rated, 85 diving, 87 reflexes, 82 handling, 34 speed, 80 kicking, and 82 position for Kepa. Really well deserved upgrade in my opinion. And we move on to another one who is deserving of a very good upgrade. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, same as Hudson-Odoi, but it's a bit different because Ruben has had to wait a very, very long time to get his Chelsea breakthrough in terms of actually staying and playing, and finally this season was it. Unfortunately, like Hudson-Odoi, he's got an injury which is going to keep him out for a long time, but I'm going to bump him up 4 overall ratings from a 77 to an 81 rare gold. 74 pace, 82 dribbling, 68 shooting, 61 defending, 77 passing, and 80 physical. Just, he was immense for us this season. His attacking power, his like quick speed and strength over the season. He scored double digits, I think, for the first time in a Chelsea shirt this season for him. And he really does deserve a good upgrade in FIFA for next year. So that's Loftus-Cheek. Moving on to David Luiz. Now, this could be another kind of Ross Barkley, Christensen type of player. In my opinion, David Luiz was really, really good for us this season. There were quite a few games where maybe his long-range pass into Pedro or something like that just didn't really work, or he's too slow on the ball and he's just too careless. But I think overall, as the whole season, I think he deserves at least one upgrade back to an 84, just because of his, he understands Sarri ball, if you want to call it that, the quick passing, and he's kind of like a Jorginho in a sense where he's demanding players and stuff like that. So I think based off that, I think he does deserve one upgrade to an 84 with 65 pace, 74 dribbling, 66 shooting, 83 defending, 76 passing, and 79 physical. Another one that does deserve a small upgrade for next season. And moving on to Pedro, I've kept him the same, just because I think that he's had a good season for us. He's a bit inconsistent for Chelsea, but I think he deserves to stay as an 82. I've dropped his stats down a fair bit for some parts, just because he's aging a little bit, and you can tell that he's slowing down a little bit. So I've given him 74 pace, I've lowered that down, 85 dribbling, I've bumped it up a couple of numbers there, because I've noticed a lot. Pedro's really, really good at dribbling, then he kind of stops. He kind of stops when he gets towards the edge of the box. But yeah, anyway, moving on. 75 shooting, 43 defending, 75 passing, and 54 physical for Pedro. Like I said, probably didn't warrant a downgrade, so I've kept him at the same, because obviously, in my opinion, he didn't really deserve an upgrade either. So, moving on to the new signing for Chelsea, Christian Pulisic. Now, obviously, being a Chelsea fan, didn't really watch much of Dortmund last year, so I couldn't really justify his thing. But because he's got to move to Chelsea, obviously a big club in England, and I just think that EA might just bump him up one rating, because why not, because he's moving to a new club in the Premier League. and they're just going to bump him up one. I don't really know. I couldn't really give much, so I could have just kept him the same, but I thought, why not give him that 1+ to an 80 rated. So we've gone with 92 pace, 85 dribbling, 70 shooting, 36 defending, 71 passing, and 58 physical, because he's not exactly a big lad, Christian Pulisic, so he's quite weak. But that's what I've done for Pulisic. We move on to Rudiger. Now, he has definitely deserved at least this 2 upgrade, in my opinion. He's been really, really solid for us. Obviously, he's had a few injury problems with his knee towards the end of the season, which didn't really help. Kept him out of the Europa League final, but it didn't stop him partying though at the end of the game. But I've given him an 83 rated from an 81, 75 pace, 63 dribbling, 40 shooting, 84 defending, 68 passing, and 80 physical for Rudiger, with a 2+ overall upgrade. Moving on to one of the last players now, Willian. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to give him a downgrade to 83, just because this season, people like Willy Bolly, Lewis Dunk, I think, Shane Duffy, they're centre-backs playing for relegation battle teams, and they all scored more goals than Willian this season. That just sums it up, in my opinion. I don't need to say anything more about Willian. So 83 rated, 87 pace, 86 dribbling, 76 shooting, 49 defending, 79 passing, 60 physical, with a -1 overall downgrade for Willian. And moving on to the final player, unfortunately I've given him a -2 downgrade, even though I do love Zappacosta. I think he's a great person to have around, but because of the lack of game time, he hardly played this season. I don't think he played more than like 10 games overall. So unfortunately I'm going to have to give him a downgrade to a 77, just because I think that's what FIFA will probably do, as much as I like him. And I actually think he's a good player, but you know, with the transfer ban, maybe he actually might start next season at right back, because Reece James is now injured for like 3 or 4 months. Anyway, 76 pace, 74 dribbling, 64 shooting, 75 defending, 70 passing, and 70 physical for Zappacosta. And that concludes my Chelsea FIFA 20 player prediction ratings. Let me know down in the comment section below if you made it to the end of the video, if you agree or disagree with any of the player ratings that I have shown from my opinions, and any other teams that you want me to try and do for the future. And if you like the video, let me know in the comments, or by leaving a like. Subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!